I want to welcome everyone to our City of Little Rock Board of Directors agenda meeting, setting schedule for the agenda for October the 15th. And welcome those that are watching as we stream online. Board members, are there any items on the consent agenda that you have any questions or concerns? I do want to recognize both Senator Clark Tucker and former school board member Allie Nolan. The great work that they do with our Chief Education Officer, Jennifer Glasgow, as relates to the Imagination Library of Pulaski County. Let's give them a round of applause. I don't think we'll have any problem getting that passed, but grateful that you guys are here as well. Board members, any questions on 1 through 18? If not, I'm going to keep charging forward. Do you have one on 1 through 18?
No, I was getting ready for.
All right. Questions on 19 to 25? Director Phillips.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to get a presentation on number 25. Just wanted to have some clarity for the folks in Southwest about the 57th Street.
Yes, Mr. Jordan.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Board. Thank you, Mayor. This number 25 is ordinance MSP 2024-01, an ordinance to amend the master street plan to remove a proposed portion of the West 57th Street, a collector on the master street plan extending from Geyer Springs Road and connecting to Mapleville Pike before the intersection with South University is located in Ward 2. Staff recommends approval on this. This is not a dedicated right-of-way. This is just a proposed street that was probably proposed decades ago. Since that time, University has been connected to Geyer Springs through Mapleville Pike, and so this is just taking that piece of it out, considering it's already, the connection's already made, and there's a development going to be coming through there, and so we wanted to make sure that everything was good with them, considering there was no right-of-way, and this is just a proposal.
Yeah, and just to be clear, we're not taking a road away. This is a
proposal that was proposed many, many years ago, and again, that connection was made to the north through Mapleville Pike, and so they made the connection from University to Geyer Springs that way.
Right, and I just wanted the folks to know that we're not closing a road, that it currently exists. Sir. This is on the plan, and we're deciding it's no longer needed, and it would be cost prohibitive.
It's an imaginary road that it will be cost prohibitive. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Director Jordan. That's all I have, Mayor.
Director Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. On item number 23, I just wanted to recognize in the audience, I believe I see Gerald Gregory, the developer. Is he in? Thank you. And I wanted just a presentation on this. Just pull up some of the pictures. Jordan, maybe.
Would that be number 24? Did they change the, yeah.
Yeah, I just want, I want people on this board to see what that's going on in Ward 1.
Go to,
We-
you can go to the go to sketch 1 on number 20.
I mean, we talk about Michael Orndorff and what he's doing in Petaway and Ward 1, and I'm grateful for it, and I patronize that, and I think it's wonderful. But we have a lot of great neighborhoods in Ward 1. I think what Gerald Gregory is doing is making this a new neighborhood to be, and I want you guys to see some of the pictures that's going up. I strongly support this. And I just want to brag a little bit. And I want you to see some of the images, and I want to encourage him, certainly when we're looking at, infrastructure and getting sidewalks down there and curves and gutters to help with this development. Again, we talk about so much what's going on with developer Michael Orndorff and, Petaway. I want you to talk about Gerald Gregory and what's going on in the South End and what he's doing. So,
I fully concur with that, Director Miller. If you go to, sketch 2 is actually a really good one, Ally, if you guys can go to that one.
this is item number 24, ordinance 24, yeah.
This sort of shows the front elevation. That looks really good.
Yeah, I want you to see that, and then the next sketch, again, there's some things happening that's big. We're trying to be supportive of it. I want my board members to see that. And when we come and talk about infrastructure improvements, I may ask for your support to certainly support the efforts that's going on there. But I just want you guys to see that. Because again, we brag about what's going on over in Petaway and on 21st Street. Let's brag a little bit about what's going on in the South End and on 33rd Street. So thank you very much.
Sir.
That's all.
Thank you so much, Director Miller. Director Adcock.
Yes, Mayor, I'd like to ask to leave item 18 separate, please. We may have some people to speak on that next week.
You want to take 18 from the consent agenda and make it separate?
Yeah, I want to take 18 out of the group items and
would
leave
that
it
be number
separate,
19?
please.
Or,
No, she means number 18.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right, board members, anything else on?
Those are the next batch,
We're about to go to the next batch.
next batch.
Questions on 27 through 29, Vice Mayor Webb?
It's not a question, but I just wanted to recognize our former school board member, Ally Noland, and my state senator, and a few others of you all, Clark Tucker, and our education officer, Jennifer Glasgow, and we're glad y'all are here.
Anything else? Members of the board, just to alert you, there likely will be a modification to this agenda, assuming that TREX, which is a major economic development project that we have approved over the past year, is seeking an annexation, and due to timing, they're going before the Planning Commission this Thursday and will need to swiftly, assuming it passes, get put on the agenda for Tuesday. So expect a modification as it relates to the TREX annexation. And so City Attorney Carpenter and City Deputy Attorney Perez, if you all will work with Mr. Jordan to make certain that, and Ms. Cox to make certain that all that gets done in a expedited manner between Thursday, so it shows up on the agenda on Tuesday as a modification. All right. Any other questions, members of the board? Any questions? All right. Meeting adjourned.
make a phone call and take a look at some individual drafts or what's been drafted up. And I don't want to wait or try to get everybody because it doesn't seem like everybody's going to be able to meet some of these schedules that we're trying to do, but I want to see it. And I want to see what's been drawn. I mean, has there anything been preliminarily, drafts been put together, department director meetings, have they been had, and people put out their wish lists?
We can have all, at this point, a couple different things just to remind folks on the budgeting process. The city board just recently passed, one of the major things of the budget, to build the budget, is our health insurance, which makes up about 25% of our budget. You all have passed that. Those rates are set. Clearly, we will be in negotiations both with the police and fire unions, going through that process. That plays a role, but really, we generally know what the budget is. The question is what are we going to do as it relates to raises or not, and that determines a percentage of the budget. But we know what the current budget is for police and fire, so we can build something with a buffer, knowing that we're going to increase something or not increase. We'll figure that out within our negotiations. What we have been prepared to do is to share some of the. We don't like a wish list. What's necessity and what do we aspire to have in regards to our department directors. They're ready, willing, and able to present all of that to you all during the traditional workshop process. We also have what we deem to be a forecast. I will tell you, forecasting from a standpoint currently right now, we're about a little less than 1% meeting forecast. I mean, we'll be fine. We're good because we've had a lot of high forecasted months, but as we enter into the month of September and October, they've been kind of below forecast, and we know during the Christmas season or holiday season, rather, that's going to inch back up because of sales there. All that said to say, we have everything ready to have a presentation to you all, but ultimately the forecast is going to, a few things are going to determine what the actual budget is going to be. Economic forecast, what we're going to do as it relates to our union agreements, and then thirdly, what priorities do we see as a board before us that we want to try to tackle in the new year. I will tell you, the last two budget cycles, we've tried to keep a few things kind of statistically flat. We've been able to do a few extra things because of federal dollars and some of our general revenue funds, but we're ready. We could pass a budget by the end of November if we needed to. But I understand that many of you all are going to want some more information as it always goes through that process, and that's fine, but we need to assemble to have those conversations. Yeah. Go back. Yes, sir.
Yes, thanks, Mayor. I know as we've been trying to get together, and we hadn't been, if we'd gotten together, something was going to be presented.
Yes.
All right. And so what I'm saying, I want to see what was going to be presented to the whole board. I can do that on my own. If I went to department directors, I can see what they're proposing on my own.
What? Right. Nick, you wanted to say something? And as Nick is coming, what we're saying is generally how it's been done, and I'm always in favor of making changes, but we've done it 2 or 3 different ways since I've been here. And each way, sometimes you like it the first time, you don't like it the next time. Generally what happens is we bring everybody before you all and go through their processes of what they would like to have. And you all will ask questions and or make your own opinion about something to be added. And then we'll figure out if that's a yes or no based off the dollars that we have. That's what happens. And we can give you those individual departmental things today. That's not an issue. But you generally like to ask questions in public about that. That's what I know you're fine with that. Other board members may not be.
No, well, I'm not. I mean, that's fine. And the whole board can ask questions. I'm just trying to get some baseline for myself. I'd love to have everybody at the table, but it's just getting pushed back further and further and further. And now I'm hearing it maybe after election. I don't want to wait to that. I want to see what some of these departments are asking for now. I can do that on my own.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, that's...
And we're definitely fine with that. But also, while you're able to do that on your own, others, and I'm definitely, we can send you those emails out today. That's not an issue at all. What I don't want is this unintentional or intentional drawn out of different things that all we got to do is meet right now, rather than we wait to the end of the year, and we know everybody's gonna get tired and get ready for Christmas. So let's go ahead and work on this budget and pass and not create these creative stuff. So, Mr. Nick, was that what you were gonna say?
Yeah, we can have the packets, your binders. The binders will be prepared by the end of this week, so we have the packets pretty much ready to go. We can email those out by the end of the day today if
Yeah,
you
that's,
still want
yeah.
it.
We'll discuss that. Director Campuris?
Well, this is stealing Antoine's idea, but it's 4:15. And I'm anticipating, after looking at this, the agenda for next week, that there's not going to be a whole lot of discussion. If we came next week at 4 o'clock, met for 2 hours, went through this as fast as we can, had some time afterwards, and then the week after that, again, came and just had a very abbreviated agenda session. Everybody comes to these meetings. Now, some of us, like me, who came a little late today, but but I'm just trying to say, if this is a time we're all here rather than doing it.
And yeah, I agree with you, but board members even didn't want to do that. So I'm just, because the meetings don't normally, while I would love for us to get out of our meetings by 30 minutes or an hour. We just know if there are a number of constituents that are here and they have a question about something, that tends to go over. So Tuesdays have not been a good time because we're not always, sometimes we've had some 30-minute meetings. Sometimes majority of the time we had. So that's the reason why not on Tuesday.
And you are very good about having short meetings, but I would much rather, if I'm here on a 4 o'clock meeting, have some pizza and just we're here, go through, get it done, get part of it done next week, and then we're done in 2 weeks from now. And y'all can just tell
But the next Tuesday is October 21st. And board members have told us that particular.
October 22nd.
22nd, but board members who are running for election have shared, that's a 6 o'clock meeting next week. No, he's talking about a 4. Excuse me.
No, he said come.
Oh,
I'm talking about next week and then the week after that. What? I know, but that's what I'm saying.
we can meet on the 22nd.
Let's just meet on the 22nd.
Let's just
That's
meet
what
on the
I'm saying.
22nd.
That's
Why
what
is that now?
I like that. I want to get it done.
Everyone, so what I thought, we're not gonna have a meeting to after the election. I just wanna make sure it's clear that we've tried, and it's more than likely not gonna happen to after the election. So. Director Wyatt?
Thank you, Mayor. I would think that we could do it on an agenda night. That way we don't have a lot of extra people here that we can't manage our time with. And so I would suggest that we do it at our next agenda meeting. Maybe do the agenda early and then go into budget.
Director Warwick, that we would love to, but that's during early voting, and members who are running for election will, during those hours, unless it's after 6,
Why don't we ask them?
they can say it both, 'cause I know I've talked to them.
Why don't we
I'm
ask?
running for reelection, in case anybody didn't know, vote Antoine Phillips.
We know that.
Reelect me. But if the meeting is after hours, Mayor, during hours, I'll be very transparent that I didn't want to miss opportunity to connect, to make sure I can keep doing the job for the next 4 years. But if we're meeting after hours on a Tuesday at 6, on the 22nd, when we're not having a meeting, then I'm okay with that. That doesn't interfere with me, so I'll be clear on
So-
that. That's just me. I'm one of 10.
So after hours, huh?
On the 22nd
Correct.
is what we're talking about.
There's not a meeting on the 22nd.
That's what I'm saying, schedule it.
We would schedule
Well,
it.
why don't we have one?
I know you, I'm just saying.
Why don't we have one?
Just-
And then we don't have an agenda in the middle of it. Why don't
Direct,
we have
Vice Mayor
one?
Webb wants to speak.
Thank you, Mayor Scott. First of all, there's nothing that's more important than the budget discussion. And we're sitting here trying to talk about, let's do it an hour here and an hour there. That's, in my opinion, not a way to do a budget discussion. I met with Nick and Emily 6 or 8 weeks ago, I don't remember how long ago, but to talk about some things that I would like to hear when we had the budget discussion. And so I would rather wait until after the election and have the full day, do it right. And if I'm the one who can't come, so be it. But to rush is not beneficial to our residents. And so this is not helpful for until next year. But at the beginning of the year, we know when National Night Out is, and we put all of our meetings for the whole year on the calendar. And I would like to see, and this is, again, one of the things that we talked about, I'd like to see us put 3 different days on the calendar in January when we post all the meetings for the year. And we know in January when those things are going to be, after the forecast and when things are done, like a lot of entities do, so we can have the proper time spent on the most important thing that says what our priorities are to the residents of Little Rock. And if I don't know, so that's it.
Yeah, and totally agree with you, Vice Mayor Webb, but I just want to make sure that's not always easy to do, as we've seen. But I definitely agree we can do that. We'll try something new. Director Walker, are you still?
Nobody answered my question, but why can't we do it on the 22nd? If we don't have a scheduled board meeting, agenda meeting, why can't we do it on the 22nd? Most of us give our Tuesdays to the board meetings anyway.
Vice Mayor Webb?
And I think early voting has started, and regardless of whether or not somebody's running, a lot of people have already made commitments for that Tuesday to do things related to the election.
So as I started out this meeting, based on competing schedules and our best effort to have 100% participation, we have not been able to schedule the city board budget workshop in the month of September and October. Because of that, and knowing that early voting is going to start October the 21st, we will have our first budget meeting. We'll figure out a schedule, but I'm going to be very clear. We're going to send out a date, 2 dates, and the most amount of participation will be the date that we will do. We're not going to keep going back and forth like we have for September and October.
Okay. Fair.
Understood, Mayor.
All right. I gotta ask you a question. All right. Meeting adjourned.